Hey everyone, Dave here with Blue Bears Games. Once again, I'm going to be doing some Crackin Packs. I had a surprise order ship and deliver today, so I'm actually going to be able to get the Core 2021 Crackin Packs video out to you guys on release date for the first time. I'm hoping to get a couple things in here, but we'll go ahead and talk about that in a little bit. So let me go ahead and open this and we'll get started. Alright, so we all know that the hype is that they put a lot of good stuff into Core 2021. You got the new Teferi, you've got Grim Tutor, and you got Ugin, whatever you want to call him. My hope here is to get a Ugin just because I actually have a couple of decks. I actually need 3 copies of it. So we'll go ahead and open these up and hope that at least one's in here. I've been seeing some people say they've gotten 2 in a pack. We'll go ahead and see what we got. Another thing that I wanted to go over, I also am doing my second attempt at a video at night. Actually, technically my third video at night with the new setup that I have with the new lighting. Hopefully it's not too bright and you guys can see everything. It looks a little faded. I don't know if that's the layer or not. Alright, so the first rare is a temple. We all know my feelings on the temples. I've made it very clear I'm not a very big fan of the temples at all. I think that was a waste to put in. So the Walker of Waves, Wildwood Scourge, and a Conclave Mentor are my uncommons. I won't even worry with the commons too much on this video, maybe on the next one. Like I said, this is a surprise video I wasn't expecting to be able to do until next week, because my orders lately have been late just due to the COVID problem and all that stuff. Alright, the rare here is Vito, Thorn of the Dusk Rose. Let me go ahead and, you know what, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. So Vito is my rare in this one. It's not bad. I actually think I can use him in a deck I'm going to make. Sanctum, the Fruitful Harvest, Light of Promise, and Faith's Fetters. And then some commons. Oh, I saw a Liliana Stewart. That's a really cool way that they're doing the I don't even know what they call them for this one. They have different names for everything. You got full arch, you've got borderless, you've got this, you got that. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on with these cards now that they have different things going on. Oh. Alright, so you saw it, but this one has a full look Angelic Ascension and a Grim Tutor. I'm happy to say that pleases me. I needed that specifically for a deck as well. Not as much as the Ugin, but you know. And then a Rewind, Chandra's Pyreling, and Enthralling Hold. So yeah, as I was saying, so it's my second attempt with the new setup. It's my third attempt at a night video. Certain things happened where I had to start doing these at night, and I was hoping to be able to do so, and I was able to. So hopefully the lighting is good enough that you guys can see it. It looks good to me. Spore Web Weaver is the rare. This one's actually pretty good. It's a 3 to cast, 1/4 reach, hexproof, pro blue, or hexproof blue. When it is dealt damage, you gain a life, and you create a 1/1 Saproling creature token. Hellkite Punisher, Aquarian Drive, which used to be a rare way back in Planeshift, and a Witch's Cauldron are my uncommons. And commons. Alright, so, but yeah, I'm hoping that everything's looking okay. I may end up having with troubles with my schedule. People in the house, they're having problems with their sleep schedules due to the pandemic and everything. Hopefully we can get these videos going at night. The rare here is a Containment Priest. It's 2 to cast, 2/2 flash. If a non-token creature would enter the battlefield, if it wasn't cast, you exile it instead. Tolarian Kraken, Watcher of the Spheres, and a Siege Striker are the uncommons. And then we just go real fast through the commons. Anything cool? Nothing cool. Alright, so we got a Grim. Hoping for a Ugin. There are a lot of bad mythics in this one too, just like every other. Alright, the rare here is a Trash Taunter, or a Brash Taunter. 5 to cast 1/1 Indestructible Goblin Whenever it is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target opponent, and you can pay 3 and tap him, and it fights another target creature. It's actually not a bad goblin. And on my uncommons are Falconer Adept, Unsubstantiate, which is not really that great, and Indulging Patrician. Alright, anything cool in the commons? No? Alright, next pack. So yeah, night videos are probably going to be the next step that I have to take. Really didn't want to do that. I like doing them in the daytime. Natural light is always best, but you can't always get what you want, right? Foil Furor of the Bitten and Errata Heart of the Keld. 3 cast 3/3 Elf Warrior. As long as it's your turn, it has first strike. You may look at the top card of your library anytime, and you may play lands from the top of your library, and for 6 it gets +X/+X, where X is the number of lands you control until end of turn. Alright, well, there we go. Pestilence Haze, a Soul Seer, and a Alt Border to Fairy's Tutelage. I guess that's what I'll call them, Alt Borders. We'll go with it. Alright. Been watching Futurama lately. Alright, Glorious Anthem is the rare. It's an old rare from way back in the day. It replaces Crusades. It's 3 to cast, and it's an Anthem. Gives all your creatures +1/+1. Brittle Form, Fierce Empath, and Alpine Houndmaster are the uncommons. And let's see, anything cool? Yeah, Chandra's Magmut, which has been changed from a hound to a dog, by the way. Actually, that would look pretty cool in foil when you look at that on the bottom there. That specifically would look really cool in foil. Alright, up next. Ooh, now that's pretty shiny right there. That's a nice little foil. It's Fairy Master of Time. For you guys, for anybody who doesn't know what that is, this is a full art Planeswalker foil to Fairy Master of Time. It's 4 to cast, and it has a static ability. You may activate loyalty abilities of Fairy Master of Time on any player's turn. At any time you can cast an instant. It's +1 is draw a card, then discard a card. -3 is target creature you don't control phases out, and you can ultimate is take 2 extra turns. So that's a good one right there. Subira Tolzidi the Caravaner is the rare. 3 to cast, 2/3 haste. Human Shaman, and for each one, another target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked. Actually, that's pretty good right there for a nice mono red. I like that. For 1 red and 1 of any tab, it discards your hand until your next turn. Whenever a creature you control with power 2 or less deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So, good pack right there. Not really sure the values. Initial values are always different than, you know, after a couple weeks. But I believe that specific one's in the $100 range. It's possibly more, it's possibly less. Angelic Ascension, Wingmare, and Direfleet Warmonger are the uncommons. So, that's not a bad pack. I wouldn't throw that one back. So, 2 mythics so far. 2 good ones. Come on, Ugin. That's what I really want. Alright, foil rare, Containment Priest is the rare. And then an alt art, or I don't even know what you would call these. Is that normal for the hollow foil for these ones? I don't know. Liliana Standard Bearer, 3 to cast, 3/1 Zombie Knight with Flash. When Liliana's Standard Bearer enters the battlefield, draw X cards, where X is the number of creatures that died under your control this turn. This excuse me, this may end up going into Scarab God. It's possible. So I've gotten a foil mythic and a foil rare out of the box so far. Sanctum of Shattered Heights, Malefic Scythe, and Tempered Veteran. were the uncommons, and let's look, see if we have anything cool in the I wouldn't mind getting one of these in an alternate art or an alternate border, whatever have you, in foil. I like Opt. I actually liked it since way back in the day. A lot of people didn't really like it that much, but I mean, that's the choice they gave us lately, so. Alright. That's a scary cat right there. Ooh, that's a cool one. I like the way they did these lands. Alright. The rare here is Pursued Whale, 7 to cast for an 8/8. Whale, when it enters the battlefield, each opponent creates a 1/1 red pirate creature token with this creature can't block, and creatures you control attack each turn if able. And spells your opponents control that cast that target Pursued Whale cost 3 more. The uncommons are Reign of Revelation, Sanctum of the Stone Fangs, and Meteorite. That's a bad uncommon. Alright, Throw of Possibilities, the new normal for the red draw spells, apparently. It's in core set. Alright. Foil Dismal Backwater, and a Heroic Intervention. This is an older card. 2 to cast, instant permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. And the uncommons are Invigorating Surge, Silver Smote Ghoul, and Avon Gagglemaster. Alright. I mean, this box paid for itself. I didn't pay a whole lot for these boxes anyway, so. Just one bad deal is the foil and Jolriel Moanvoli Recluse. 2 to cast 1/2 Human Druid. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 2/2 green cat creature token. And for 6 until end of turn, creatures you control have base power and toughness XX, where X is the number of cards in their hand. I have ideas with that. Regular bad deal, which is you draw 2 cards and each opponent discards 2, and each player loses 2 life. Furious Rise and Leafkin Avenger are the uncommons. And nothing. Alright, we're a third of the way through, guys and gals, and everything in between. Alright, Necromentia is the rare. 3 to cast, choose a card name other than a basic land card name. Search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with that name. Exile them. That player shuffles their library, then creates a 2/2 zombie token for each card that exiled from their hand this way only. Okay, so not bad for 3. Eliminate Tide Skimmer and Thrashing Brontodon are the uncommons. Alright. I don't like how they do this now with the packs. I really liked being surprised when you pulled away the land. Basri's Lieutenant is the rare. It's a 4 to cast, 3/4 Human Knight. Protection for multicolored and vigilance, and when it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. When it or another creature you control dies, if it had a +1/+1 counter on it, create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance. Skyway Sniper, Tavern Swindler, and another Indulging Patrician. I haven't seen another mythic yet, so I'm kind of hoping, beyond hope, that it happens. Alright, Full of Trackdown and Shacklegeist. Shacklegeist is 2 to cast, 2/2 Flying Spirit. Can only block creatures with flying, and you can tap 2 untapped spirits you control to tap target creature you don't control. It's a little bit of control there. A Tormod's Crypt, a Seasoned Hallowblade, and the Selfless Savior, which is basically like the spirit version of the same card. Selfless Spirit, same thing. Does exactly the same thing. At least I think so. Alright. A Baneslayer, so that's what I was hoping not to get. So I have a lot of older cards. I have like 9 of these. So my mythic was a Baneslayer. It's 5 to cast, 5/5 angel with flying, first strike, lifelink, protection for dragons and from demons. I was kind of hoping not to get that one. Alright, the uncommons are Slaring Kraken, Unleash Fury, which by the way, I put this up in the Commander Facebook group. I think that this is really a good card. Love the picture. Really bad name. It should have been something that goes along with it. Yes, Unleash Fury makes sense, but man, there was so much stuff they could have done with that. And Twin Blade Assassins, the uncommons, and another opt. I always can use more opts for my budget decks. Alright, so that was I know that Baneslayer is a good card and all, but it wasn't what I was hoping for. Ooh, Liliana, Walker of the Dead. Planeswalker, 4 to cast, 4 loyalty to enter. +1 is each player discards a card. Each opponent who can't loses 3 life. -3 is target creature gets -X/-X until the turn, where X is the number of cards in your graveyard. And then the ultimate is for 7, -7. You get an emblem with at the beginning of your combat on your turn. Put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control, and it gains haste. So that's a much better one. Bolt Hound, Sanctum of Calm Waters, and Battle Rattle Shaman are the uncommons. Lofty Denial. Always trying to make new counterspells. If they would just reprint Counterspell, we'd be done with it. I mean, you've got 4 to cast things that are 7/7s now. Ooh, that's a nice little island right there. I collect islands. That's definitely going in my collection. Foil Teferi's Protege, and then Conspicuous Snoop. This is a really good goblin. I was looking at this the other day. 2 to cast, 2/2. Play with the top card of your library revealed. You may cast goblin spells from the top of your library. As long as the top card of your library is a goblin card, Conspicuous Snoop has all activated abilities of that card. Really good goblin. 2 to cast, 2/2 that lets you be able to play other stuff from the top of your library is a really good card. Alright. And Fungal Rebirth, Chrome Replicator, and 4-Scale Codal were the uncommons. I hope that they did put I hope they made opt in a alternate like version. Really hope so. Alright, the rare here is Stormwing Entity. It's 5 to cast, 3/3 flying elemental. Spell costs 1 blue, 2 and 2 less to cast if you've cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn with Paralysis, and when it enters the battlefield, scry 2. Not horrible. I've seen better 5 to cast flyers for blue. Traitorous Greed, Garrick's Uprising, and Palladium Moor. Palladium Moor is a good thing to reprint, especially since I use them for a lot of the budget decks. So with having access to them now at a cheaper price, I can actually make more stuff with them. You can do infinite combos with the mirrors with that. I'm sure they didn't reprint the other mirror that makes infinite, but you know, close enough. Ugh, Temple of Mystery. I hate getting temples. I don't even talk about them anymore. Carrion Grub, Miscast, and Experimental Overload are the uncommons. Yeah, and whenever I pull a temple, it's disgust now. They could have done so many things. I'd rather get the Buddy Lands in my packs than those things. Those things are dog shit. At least in my eyes. Alright. Oh, and another foil, and it was one I wasn't hoping to get. I was hoping this was a Ugin. I got a foil Massacre Worm. It's 6 to cast for a 6/5. When it enters battlefield, creatures your opponents control get -2/-2 until end of turn, and when a creature an opponent controls dies, that player loses 2 life. So, no Ugin, but it's my second foil mythic in the box. That's not bad. Transmogrify was the rare. It's 4 to cast for sorcery. Exile target creature. A creature's controller reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a creature card. That player puts that card onto the battlefield, then shuffles the rest into their library. I believe there's a card that does that as well already for red. They're going to replace it with that. Sanctum of Tranquil Light, Archfiend's Vessel, and Volcanic Geyser. Volcanic Geyser is a good thing to have in uncommons too. And anything cool? No. So 2 foil mythics. One of them in a full art Teferi. Ooh, cool. Pack Leader. I was hoping to get this because I want to make a dog deck for the budget decks. 2 to cast, 2/2. It's the Dog Lord. Other dogs you control get +1/+1. When Pack Leader attacks, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn to dogs you control. Oh. Well, that was unexpected. Was that my uncommon? No, what is this? Okay. I wasn't expecting that. Alright, so underneath of a regular version of a Pack Leader was a full art version of Containment Priest. Non-foil. I don't know why that's there. I haven't really figured out the way these packs are working. Yeah, it's non-foil. That's cool. I thought that would take over a spot for an uncommon, but the uncommons are Containment Stalker, Obsessive Stitcher, and Shipwreck Dowser. Interesting. Yeah, I wasn't... Okay, I'm a little confused. I always thought that the special card went in front. Alright. It's a cool mountain. Temple we just passed by because they're crap. And the uncommons are Kinetic Augur, Liliana Devotee. Oh, it's a Zombie Lord. Goes... Oh, I might have to... Beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, you may pay 2. If you do, create a 2. Oh, nice. So yes, that will end up replacing something in Scarab God. Very nice. And it's cool looking. Alright, next pack. A Foil Unsubstantiate and a Feline Sovereign. So the Cat Lord, which I do make cat decks for Commander in budget for sale. So this one is a 3 to cast, 2/3 cat. Other cats get +1/+1 and have protection from dogs. Whenever one or more cats you control deal combat damage to a player, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment that player controls. So not bad. I like getting the Lords. Lords are really good for budget decks. Hellkite Punisher, Faith's Fetters, and an Alpine Houndmaster were the uncommons. And rifle through these. It's a Fairy's Protege. Another one, I believe, in the alternate border, I guess is what we'll call them. I don't know. See the truth. 2 to cast Sorcery. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of those cards into your hand, and the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. If this spell was cast from anywhere other than your hand, put each of those cards into your hand instead. So it's a possibility of getting 3 cards in your hand with that one. I will find a way to use that. Miscast, Sanctum of Fruitful Harvest, and Warden of the Woods. And look, guys, it's a Colossal Dreadmaw. It's the unicorn. Most valuable card in the entire set. Why that was required to reprint that, I have no idea. Alright. Skeleton Archer foil and in Gadrick the Crown Scourge. It's a 3 to cast, 5/4 Dragon Legend. Flying, can't attack unless you control 4 or more artifacts. And at the beginning of your end step, create a treasure token for each non-token creature that died this turn. A 3 to cast, 5/4 Dragon. And yet we can't have counterspells. Literally the counterspell. Falconer Adept, Bolt Hound, and Tempered Veteran are the uncommons. And yes, I'm going to be an advocate for this. I'm going to declare it now. Bring back counterspells. You've got 4 to cast fucking 5/5s and 5 to cast 6/6s and all that crap. In green and, you know, in red, 3 to cast 5/4 flyers. You can't have a 2 to cast counterspell. You can only have up to 4 in a deck. I said it here first. We need to bring back counterspells. Alright, the rare here is Chandra's Incinerator. 6 to cast, 6/6 elemental. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is the total amount of non-combat damage dealt to your opponents this turn. Has trample. And whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to opponent, Chandra's Incinerator deals that much damage to a creature or planeswalker that player controls. And yet we can't have counterspell. Seriously, guys? Seriously? Silver Smoke Ghoul, Sanctum of Calm Waters, and Watcher of the Spheres is the uncommons. Yeah, I'm going to declare it now. Counterspell needs to be brought back into a standard setting. 3 to cast is too much for a counterspell when you're, going up against things that are 4 to cast 5/5s, Hydroid Crasises and all that stuff. Ooh, Foil Island. I like getting foils. I wish it was that new stuff. Alright, the rare is Thieves Guild Enforcer. 1 to cast 1/1 flash. When it or another rogue enters the battlefield under control, each opponent mills 2 cards, which if anybody doesn't know, mill is the new, takes cards from the top of the library and puts them in their graveyard. I'm so happy they made that a thing. And as long as an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, the Enforcer has +2/+1 and Death Touch. That's a really good card too. It's a shame it's only a human rogue though. Sanctum of Stone Fangs, a cool looking Garrick's Uprising. That's just so weird how that is. Alright, and an Aven Gaggle Master. Alright, anything cool? That's a nice Mastiff right there. And a Chandra's Magmut. Alright, let's go on. Temple, we just passed. That's really crap. Riddle Form, Sanctum of Shattered Heights, and a Conclave Mentor are the uncommons. Anytime I open up anything with a Temple, it's just a wasted pack. Going forward, I will just say that's a waste and move on. Okay, I had to do something real fast for a second. The cat wanted to get out of the room. Alright, the rare here is Double Vision, 5 to cast enchantment. Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery spell each turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. I will be trying to figure out a way to break that. Burlfist Oak, Teferi's Tutelage, and Epitaph Golem. I will be trying to figure out a way to use the tutelage as well in conjunction with other things that do the same thing. Radiant Fountain was a nice add too. Haven't gotten a Ugin yet. I'm getting a little worried. I'm down to like 4 packs. I might have to do another unboxing video. Alright, Wishcoin Crab and Idol of Endurance. The foil is Wishcoin Crab, and the rare is a 3 to cast artifact. When it enters the battlefield, exile all creatures with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard until Idol of Endurance leaves play. Until end of turn for 2, tap it. You may cast a creature spell from among the cards exiled with it without paying its mana cost. Kite Self Rebooter. I can't believe they actually reprinted that too. Unsubstantiate and bring Vryn Wingmare. I love this. People are complaining about this. It's textless. What else is it supposed to be? It's a vanilla creature. It's a 7/3 that does nothing but is a creature. I love how that's just blank because of the alt frame. Alright. It's a Fairies Ageless Insight non-foil, but not... I have no idea why it's different. I forget what they call this, but... Legendary enchantment for 4. If you would draw a card except the first one you draw each of your draw steps, draw 2 cards instead. I like how that is. And Gourmand. It's a 6 to cast 5/5. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's actually the rare. And then Gourmand, Waker of Waves, and Soul Seer are the uncommons. Alright, and we look for anything cool. Yep. Alright. Come on, ooh, that's a good one. Azusa Lost Beseeking. I have never had one of these. I've wanted to get my hands on one. I can now do the lands deck I wanted to do. It's a 3 to cast 1/2 human monk. You may play 2 additional lands on each of your turns. Simple as that. Broken. Love it. Havoc Jester. It's a devil. I really like the devil deck I made. Fierce Empath and Basri Solidarity are the uncommons. Alright, so I got everything but that was, reprinted that everybody wanted except for the Ugin. I have 2 packs left, and I believe I have one more spot for Mythic to come through. That's a beautiful forest right there. Alright. Hooded Blight Fang, 3 to cast 1/4 snake with Death Touch. Whenever you creature you control with Death Touch attacks, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. And whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals damage to a Planeswalker, destroy it. And Pestilent Haze, Invigorating Surge, and Dire Fleet Warmonger are the uncommons. Pride Malkin, that's just funny. 1 pack. What are the chances? Come on, foil. Foil Ugin. Come on. As if though I'm not being greedy. And an Animal Sanctuary. Okay. So, I'm going to equate this to the Swamp Yard. I believe that's what it's called. The one from a long time ago. It's not as good, but it can be. So it adds a colorless, or you can pay 2 and tap it to put a +1/+1 counter on target bird, cat, dog, goat, ox, or snake. When goats become a thing, it'll jump up in price. Heartfire, Immolator, Griffin, Airy, and a Cultivate. I didn't get the alternate version of a Cultivate, and that's the only Cultivate I did get out of this box. So that's kind of weird. Thought I would have gotten more. So that was the box. So I'm going to put that aside because I like that one. So I'm going to pull the money out right now. We're going to pass every single stupid temple. Foil Massacre Worm. A Liliana. I guess a Baneslayer. And I'm not pulling everything out that's worth money. I'm just going to pull out some of the good, cool stuff, like stuff that's usable. That's the big one right there. And a Grim Tutor. And Vito's not worth anything, but I'm going to have, you know, a good amount of use out of them. So yeah, here we go. So what we got here? Got a Grim Tutor. Always good. Zoom in on these. Grim Tutor. Azusa. The Fairy. Standard Bearer. Heroic Intervention. Baneslayer. I mean, I think I made the money back on this box. Not bad. So, just on those 9 alone, even if it's just for, you know, other things. This one alone, that alone was definitely worth it. So, I'm going to go ahead and put this into a hard top loader and go from there. So, alright everybody. So, that was Crackin Packs M21 or Core Set 2021. I ask you guys this every time. Please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't yet. Like the video. I'd like to see some positive feedback on it. Share it out. Put it on the Facebook pages if you can. Do whatever you want. Just, you know, help me get it out there. So, not sure who it is because it doesn't show me who it was, but it's been happening. And if you have any questions or comments, I ask you this every time as well. Go ahead, go to the Facebook page and send me a message there. Comments in the comment section below if you have anything, if you want to just directly message me there. And, yep, that's about it. So, thank you for watching and have a good day.